सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ Naishkarmya Siddhi, 3rd chapter, page 118, 58th verse, introduction, last 3 lines. Nanu yadi tatra jnanam abhavishyat रागद्वेष घटाज्ञानादिवत् प्रत्यक्षम् अभविष्यत् यथा इह लोके घटं न जानामि इति अज्ञानमव्यवहितं प्रत्यक्षम् अत्र उच्यते। न अभिव्यञ्जकाभावात् कथम् अभिव्यञ्जकाभावः इति चेत् शृणु। In this portion, Sureshwaracharya is dealing with very subtle topic to establish the importance of Mahavakya in gaining the self-knowledge. When Purvapakshi comes and objects, Mahavakya is not necessary to attain liberation or self-knowledge, because you said that consciousness is available for everyone all the time. That nirvikalpak avastha alone is liberation. You, the Vedantin, already accepted that vikalpa rahita, triputi rahita, nirvikalpaka avastha alone is that self-knowledge, where there are no vikalpas, there are no dvaitam, duality. That duality rahita means dvaita rahita state everyone is experiencing in samadhi, sushupti. When these two, that is sushupti and samadhi, are available, to experience that nirvikalpaka, dvaita rahita sthiti, why we have to go for Mahavakya? Why can't we claim that I am Brahman in samadhi sthiti itself, where we have nirvikalpaka status of the mind, in sushupti also? These are the two arguments support Purvapakshi is taking. For that we said, Siddhanti, that is Sureshwaracharya said, that samadhi you get only, if at all, if you get samadhi in samadhi, yoga samadhi, that is only samanya jnanam. Samanya jnana means the Sakshi Chaitanyam, I am consciousness. It is not possible for everyone, even in Samadhi also. Only very, very highest practitioners of yoga, they only can get that also. It is not possible to everyone. Even that samanya jnanam is not a complete knowledge. You cannot get atma ekatva jnanam, jivatma paramatma aikya jnanam, jagan mithyatva jnanam. All these you won't get in that samadhi abhyasa, nirvikalpaka samadhi. Even in sushupti also, there is an ignorance in sushupti. If sleep itself, everyone gets knowledge, everyone every day sleeping, but they are waking up as ignorant people only. Nobody is waking up from sleep as a wise person or a jnani. Because I slept well, I do not know anything, that ignorance continues in sleep. Even though nirvikalpaka avastha is there, you do not know the dvaitam. There is no duality in sleep, I agree. But there is ignorance continues. If that is the situation, everyone would have got knowledge long ago, because everybody is sleeping every day. But nobody is getting that liberation by sleep. So, having ruled out that sushupti and samadhi for liberation, Sureshwaracharya said, therefore you have to come to Mahavakya. Then Purvapakshi asked in this introduction, he is asking why the introduction itself about Sushupti has come. In the last 3 lines he asked how to experience that ignorance in the sleep. That is Sakshi Pratyaksham. Why can't we experience that ignorance in the sleep? After waking up alone, why person is telling that I am ignorant totally in the sleep? Why not in the sleep itself? After waking up alone, he is telling. That is the question asked by the student here. Student in the sense Purvapakshi. He asked Nanun. The Nanun, that portion, Purvapakshi is arguing again. Yadi tatra ajnanam abhavishyat. If there is an ignorance in deep sleep, everyone is having, then why can't we ragadvesha ghata ajnanadivat? Like my likes and dislikes, just I know, they are sakshi pratyaksham. Likes and dislikes, who knows? I alone know that. Then I do not know the pot. Ghata ajnanadivat. Just like pot ignorance, any other ignorance, pratyaksham abhavishyat yatha ihaloke. In this world, we have, means not in sleep, in waking state, I know my raga, dvesha, I do not know this, I do not know that. That means I know certain things, I do not know certain things. In Jagratavasthayam pratyaksha abhavishyat yatha ihaloke. Ihaloke means in this world and waking state, it is experienceable for everyone. Okay. What they know, ghatam na janami, I do not know the pot. Iti ajnanam avyavahitam pratyaksham. It is a direct experience of ignorance. Like that, if you ask, atra uchyate. For that, the answer is, in sleep you cannot know, because abhivyanjaka abhavat. Abhivyanjaka abhavat means there is no manifesting instrument or medium in the sleep. Katham iti abhivyanjaka abhavaha iti chet shrunu. Abhivyanjaka means the illuminator. The illuminator. 3 examples we saw in the last class. What are those 3 examples? First example, Surya Prakasha and the hand. To know any object, light is there. How do you know? Light you cannot see it. It is formless. Light is formless. You can know the light through the hand medium. Suppose if I keep my hand, you know my hand. Light is the illuminator, hand is the medium for the manifestation of the light. Hand is the medium for the manifestation of the light. Otherwise, if I remove my hand, can you see the light? In between, there is no manifestation of light. So, object or medium is required for the manifestation of the light. First example we saw. Then second example is mind and consciousness. Pure consciousness cannot manifest. Pure mind also cannot have that medium status. So the consciousness is the manifest revealer. That means abhivyanjakam. Abhivyanjaka means that it is the revealer. Here medium is, the mind is the medium. Consciousness is the abhivyanjakam. It is manifest, revealer, revealed. Consciousness is revealed by the mind medium. Pure consciousness cannot be revealed. So directly cannot be evident without the mind medium. This is the second example we saw. Then the third, that is our main point here. Similarly, in deep sleep, Mula Vidya is there, ignorance is there, Karana Shariram, we are in Karana Shariram, that is Mula Vidya. Anadi Karana Shariram Kim, Anadi Avidya, whatever is there, Mula Vidya, that in sleep to reveal that Mula Vidya, that ignorance to manifest. Mind is not functioning, mind is passive. Everyone's mind. Our mind is passive in deep sleep. Mind is the medium. When mind is the medium, when it is not active, it cannot serve as a medium. Therefore, that ignorance in the sleep, at the time of sleep, it cannot be revealed. That ignorance cannot be revealed. Because mind is not functioning there. Mind is there, but it has gone to dormant form. Everyone's mind has gone to dormant form in deep sleep. At that time, even though ignorance is there, it is not abhivyanjakam. Because mind is not available. That is given katham abhivyanjaka abhavaha. How can you say that revealer, abhivyanjakam, absence in the sleep, chet shrunu, may you listen here. That shloka is further explaining about this. I will read that shloka. Up to here we saw in the last class. Bahyam vrittimanutpadya vyaktisyannahamo yatha nartintah karanam tadvat dhvantasya vyaktiranjasi. Bahyam vrittim anutpadya. To talk about any thing, you require a vritti. Bahyam vrittim. That Vritti, ahankara is existent, but it needs a vritti inner. So Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, ahankara is there. In Jagrata Avastha, Swapna Avastha, you claim ahankara, ego. Ahankara means ego. In sleep, it is non-functioning. So I am the thought to come, I am, and that object thought. Suppose this flower, this is a hibiscus flower. The flower thought to come, idam vritti, idam, this flower. This flower is the idam vritti. This means idam. This flower is a thought. This flower is a thought in the form of thought. So thought pervades the flower and it occupies, envelops the flower, thought. Then what that thought, idam vritti, that is called idam vritti. This flower, idam pushpam. Idam pushpam means this is the flower. This is the flower thought, gives flower knowledge. So flower becomes what? Object. So idam vritti and object both are there. Bahyam, that is called external. Bahya means idam vritti arise first. When idam vritti comes, the aham vritti is evident. Aham vritti means I thought. Idam vritti and aham vritti. I am. Idam vritti comes, presupposes aham vritti. So I am, I thought is there. Then I thought later, I am seeing the flower. I see the flower. Flower thought comes. Aham vritti and idam vritti. Idam vritti, aham vritti, both are mutual dependents and artham. Here, aham vritti is evident. Idam vritti arise, then aham vritti is evident. In the absence of idam vritti, suppose idam vritti, this thought is not there, aham vritti is not evident. So aham vritti cannot come. Idam vritti is not there, aham vritti cannot come. This thought, this object, that thought is not there, aham vritti cannot come. So without the rise of object vritti, objective vritti means a thought of an object. Objective vritti, ahamaha, ahamkarasya, ahamaha means ahankarasya. Here ahamaha is a peculiar shabda, makarantaha, napumsakalingaha, aham shabdaha, aham, ahamau, ahamaha. Ahamaha. Ahankara does not manifest, vrittihi nasyat, narite. Rite, second line you can see, rite means without. Without antahkaranam. Without antahkaranam, what will happen without antahkaranam? That idam vritti, bahya vritti anutpadya means without generating. Idam vritti, without generating the idam vritti, vyaktihi, ahamaha vyaktihi nasyad. Ahamaha ahankarasya vyaktihi. Vyaktihi means manifestation. Manifestation cannot happen. That this flower, who is seeing aham vritti and idam vritti, two thoughts are arising here. Therefore, bahyam vrittim anutpadya ahamaha yatha vyaktihi nasyat. Vyaktihi means no manifestation. Vyaktihi means availability. Vyakti means here not individual. Vyakti means here non-availability. It is not evident or manifest. Na vyaktihi syat, does not manifest. Tadvat, second line in the middle, tadvat is there. So world objects, thoughts. Idam vritti means world objects, worldly objects, thoughts. Idam vritti. So without narate, without that antahkaranam, without that medium, tadvat antahkaranam rite, without this ahankara, dhvantasya vyaktihi na anjasi, anjasi. Dhvantasya means here dhvanta means darkness, but here dhvanta in this shloka it says darkness of ignorance. Darkness of ignorance means darkness in that in whose presence you cannot know anything. Ignorance is that in whose presence you do not know, have any knowledge. That is called dhvantam. Darkness of ignorance. Dhvantasya, directly, anjasi, na, directly it is not available. Ahankarasya, ahamaha bahya vrittim anutpadya ahamaha vyaktihi nasyat yatha tadvat, like that only. Similarly here also what here also that ignorance is not available directly without antahkaranam, means in the deep sleep mind is not available. Mind is not available for the manifestation of ignorance. Dhvantasya means of that ignorance. It is not available. That point is explained here. So the manifestation of ignorance will not be there. Manifestation of dhvantasya vyaktihi. Dhvantasya vyakti he plus anjasi, vyakti ranjasi. That vyakti means here manifestation. Without antahkaranam, that is not possible. When in the sushupti, that is understood. In the sushupti, in the absence of antahkaranam, mind, it is not pratyaksham. Pratyaksha siddham. What is not pratyaksha siddham? Ignorance. Ignorance is not pratyaksha siddham. Therefore what? Anumanena, ignorance you have to infer. Early morning after waking up, you have to infer, because it is not pratyaksha siddham. You have to infer that. Anjasi na bhavati means directly cannot be evident without the antahkaranam medium. What is not evident? Ignorance. Whose ignorance? Your own ignorance is not evident. Purva Pakshi asked, when ignorance is there, Sakshi is there in the sleep, Sakshi is registering the ignorance. Why can't we experience that ignorance at the time of sleep? Simple, but the Purva Pakshi is having lot of question on that, because mind is not available at that time. Therefore, Sakshi cannot be a Sakshi to register that. Register also, but expression cannot be there. Medium is not available. Mind is not active. So anjasi na bhavati directly cannot be evident without mind medium, since mind is in dormant form, in deep sleep. It is simple for us only, but the Purvapakshi is very, very particular. So Dvantasya Viktihi, the manifestation of ignorance, will not be there in the Sushupti, in the absence of the mind. It is not Pratyaksha Siddham. Therefore what? Therefore, that to manifest anything, medium is required. Without medium, it is not possible. With this 58th shloka is over. Now we will go to the introduction of 59th verse. This is also little bigger introduction only. Next page, 120 page number. Introduction. Kaschit atikrantam pratismritya drishyatvad lingam syat drashturatmanah iti niryuktikam abhihitam ityaha kim karanam. Up to here I will tell you, because when the portion is very terse, little we can go through. Kinchit atikrantam pratismritya means here the Purvapakshi is remembering what we have already. Atikrantam means what we have already studied. That is 56th verse. 56th verse we have already crossed. That statement, atikrantam pratismritya. This is the Purvapakshi portion. Pratismritya, recollecting that 56th shloka. Pratismritya means recollecting or remembering. Remembering that 56th shloka. What is said in the 56th shloka? What was said? We have forgotten. Now we have come to 58th. But the Purvapakshi remembers. So he reminds us also. Drishyatvat ahamapi evam lingam. Lingam syat. Here there is a correction. Drashturatmanah. That shakara should come right side. Dra is missing there correctly. And kravadi should be there down. Drashturatmanah. Drashturatmanah. Drashtu means drashta. Here he says drishyatvat ahamapi evam lingam. Here when the mind is there, what we said, I use the word aham. When the mind is there, I use the word aham. Because Chidabhasa has formed, I thought comes, aham thought comes. Pure consciousness cannot say aham. We remember that mixture. OC, RC, RM. I thought comes only when there is a mixture component. So when the mind is there alone, I use the word aham. Here aham means ahankara. Ahankara. So ahankara is equal to the mind. Ahankara, when I use that mind. Mind means drishyam. 56th shloka. This is the discussion we saw. I, the Sakshi, is Drik, Ahankara is Drishyam. So what we saw there, do you remember? World is seen by sense organs. Sense organs see the world. Then sense organs become the subject. Drik like world becomes Drishyam. And sense organs are also drishyam. Mind is the drik, sense organs are drishyam. Then mind is also drishyam, buddhi is the drik, we said there, and buddhi also drishyam, sakshi is the drik. Like that we travelled inwards. So seer number one, seer number two. Mind plays, antakaranam plays two roles. When it sees the world, it becomes the seer. World is drishyam, mind is the drik. When mind is not seeing the external world, that internal thoughts and all, mind, mental emotions and all, when we are observing, I the sakshi am the drik, ever the drik, never the drishyam, mind becomes drishyam at that time. All emotions which are rising in the mind, they are all called drishyam, objects. My emotions are objects like drishyam. To me, the subject. So, subject-object division we saw there. That is, he is telling here. Drishyatvat ahamapi evam lingam. Lingam means indicator. Ahankara is one indicator of the lingam syat. Drishyatvat. This is an object of experience. Drishya means what? An object of experience. Now this flower is drishyam for you. It is an object of experience. You are the drashta. So that is the word drishyatvat. This is the drishyam, an object of experience. Ahamapi evam lingam. Aham means ahankara. The mind is also. Now flower is the drishyam. Mind is the drik. This ahamapi, mind also, the ahankara or antakarana or mind. Here aham is equal to ahankara, ahankara is equal to mind. Mind is drishyam, tadapi evam lingam. Indicator of the drashta, the atma, I the sakshi. Distinction we are seeing here. Syat drashtur atmanaha. Atma, the sakshi chaitanyam is the drashta. Atmanaha. What is the drishyam? Ahamapi evam lingam. The indicator. The mind is also, here it comes under drishyam only. Iti niryuktikam. You said it is illogical. Niryuktikam means illogical. So we have already said this. We have crossed the statement which you have said is illogical. What is the cause? Kim karanam? Niryuktikam abhihitam ityah. So you said it is illogical. No? Sureshwaracharya is asking why it is illogical, what is the karanam, cause. Then Purvapakshi himself says from there, that I will read. Kim karanam onwards. So niryuktikam abhitasya. What you have said in 56th verse is illogical. Then Sureshwaracharya asking why? Why you are telling like that? What is the reason? Kim karanam? If you want to know the karanam, Purvapakshi says, okay, I will tell you that karanam. What is that karanam? Purvapakshi is telling. Aham tad gnatro viveka prasiddhehe yatha ihe ghata devadattayor grahya grahakatvena स्फुटतरो विभागः प्रसिद्धो लोके न तथा इह अहंकार तज्ञात्रोः विभागः अस्ति इति तस्मात् असाधुत्वे एतत् asadhve tad abhihitamiti atra uchyate. Now, atra uchyate is Sureshwaracharya's statement. Purvapakshi says, Kim Karanam, when Sureshwaracharya asked, what Sureshwaracharya asked? Whatever Purvapakshi said, whatever you said in 56th verse, Drishyam, Drik, Drishyam, that world, mind, sense organs all come under Drishyam. Finally, ever the Drik, Atma Chaitanyam alone is there. That what you said is illogical, Purvapakshi said. Then Sureshwaracharya asked, Abhihitam means what you said. Niryuktikam abhihitam aha. Said by you, whatever is said by you, illogical, it is unreasonable. Then Sureshwaracharya, Kim Karanam, why you are telling like that? Purvapakshi says, Aham tad jnatroho viveka aprasiddhe. Aham tad jnatroho. Here, aham means ahankara. Tad jnatru means that ahankara jnatru. The knower of that ahankara, that is Chaitanyam, Sakshi Chaitanyam. Ahankara tad jnatroho. So that both of them, knower and known. Aham tad jnatroho. Aham tad jnatroho. How this is possible, has happened because tad jnatroho aviveka. Jnatroho viveka means distinction. Viveka aprasiddhehe. Aprasiddhi niryuktikam. Because it is illogical, the distinction is not ahankara chaitanyasya, distinction is not available clearly, as you said in 56th shloka. So now this flower is distinctly available. I am the knower of this flower. Flower is object. So this is drishyam. Flower is drishyam. I am the drik. Very clearly evident. Prasiddham. Prasiddha means evident. But he is going to give the example also. What is evident, what is not evident. Aham tad jnatrayoho viveka aprasiddhehe. Therefore, they are not very distinctly, separately evident. Sakshi and mind, observer and observed. I am not able to experience distinctly. That is the objection. Aham tad jnatroho. Aham means ahankara. You said ahankara is the drishyam. Aham, Atma, Sakshi Chaitanya is Drik. Both of them, Sakshi and mind. Ahankara means mind or Antahkaranam. Mind, observer. Sakshi is the observer. Mind is observed. You are telling that I am not able to vivekaha, distinctly, prasiddhehe, na. Ahantat jnatroho viveka aprasiddhehe. Sorry. Aprasiddhehe means it is not distinctly experienceable. Therefore it is niryuktikam. It is illogical. Aprasiddhihi niryuktikam. Just like yatha iha. Just like in this world. In this world, ghata devadattayoho grahya grahakatvena. So just I gave one example of flower and I am seeing, the Swamini is observing the flower. Observed flower, I am the observer. Here Sureshwaracharya gives ghata and devadatta. So devadatta is a person, ghata is outside object, a pot. Devadatta saw the pot. So pot comes under drishyam, Devadatta comes under drik. Devadatta, the Drik, the seer of the pot. Pot is seen or observed. Pot is observed. Devadatta is the observer. Okay. Now you are seeing the flower in my hand. You are the observer. Flower is observed by you. Correct? You know, these are all basic alphabets like for you all. You are the observer, knower, experiencer. Flower comes under experienced or observed or known or drishyam. How many names you can say? Flower can be called as observed, object, experienced, known. Very clear. Here it is very clear. Like that, yatha iha ghatadevadattayoho grahya grahaka. Grahya grahaka also observer, observed. Grahya grahaka. Sfutataro vibhagaha. Very clear. Sfutatara means very, very clear. Crystal clear. This vibhagaha. This distinction. Flower is object. I am the observer. Subject. Very, very clear. Vibhagaha sfutataraha. Comparative degree. Clear. Clearer. You can say. Prasiddha, it is very popular. Loke, in the world it is very popular. Very well known to everyone. Na tatha iha. Na tatha iha means like that pot is drishyam, devadatta is drik, like that with regard to na tatha iha means gnatra aham Gnatroho. That word is used. Aham tad gnatroho. That means ahankara and sakshi chaitanyam. Like pot and devadatta, like flower and the observer. Nasputataраha asti. You have to supply. There is putataram with regard to pot and devadatta, flower, and when I see the observer, it is sputataram. Na tatha iha sputataraha asti. Na sputataraha asti. Na adhikapram sputataraha asti. Na sputataraha asti. Tatha iha. Ahankara tad jnatroho. What is not sputataram? Of that ahankara and that knower of that ahankara. Tad jnatroho. Mind. Ahankara means here mind. The ahankara. Tad jnatroho means sakshi chaitanyam or consciousness. Division. Vibhagaha means division. Nasputataraha asti. Ahankara tad jnatroho vibhagaha. The mind and Sakshi Chaitanyam division. Object you can show outside. Flower, subject, object, observer, observed. Experiencer, experienced. Knower and known. This is very clear. And you are telling mind is also known. Ahankara, mind is also known. I, the Sakshi Chaitanyam, am the knower. But not evident. Just like this Devadatta and pot, flower, and I am the observer, not evident. What is not evident? Ahankara, mind, and Sakshi Chaitanyam. You are telling one is Drishyam. Sakshi Chaitanyam is the Drik, the subject. Mind is Drishyam, you are telling. Vibhagaha sputataraha na asti. That na you have to supply here. Vibhagaha na asti. I hope we have shared the Naishkarmya Siddhi book with all of you. Yesterday I asked them to share the Naishkarmya Siddhi and Vichara Sagara. Those who are not having the book, I hope you can write down or copy, download that and see the notes also so that you can enjoy. We have one more chapter also, and this chapter itself very big. It goes 1 year almost. So make use of that book, Naishkarmya Siddhi book. And those are not having the book, I gave in the class only 30-40 books that time, that much only available. So some of you are not having book, you can follow that, you can download that from archive, it is available. And Vichara Sagar also available, those who are not having, they also can download. All are available on websites, you all can download. With the book, it is very nice to read, to understand. Without book means you will get bored, and what I am reading you cannot follow. Sfutataraha vibhagaha na asti iti tasmat asadhu. Therefore, it is illogical. What is illogical? Mind is observed, and aham sakshi chaitanyam, I am, is observer. Therefore one is drik, another is drishyam, mind is drishyam, I am the drik, I am not able to follow, it is asadhu, illogical. Etat abhihitam, abhihitam iti. Abhihitam means what is said by you. Abhihitam, said by you, it is illogical. Atra uchyate, for that I will answer. Sureshwaracharya, atra uchyate, for that your objection I will give an answer. In the shloka 59 I will read. Shloka number 59. दाह्यधाहकते कत्र दाह्यधाहकतैकत्र यथा स्याद्वह्निदारुणोः ज्ञेयज्ञातृकतैवं स्यात् अहं ज्ञात्रो परस्परम्. दाह्यदाहकता एकत्र, दाह्यदाहकता ekatra, and the two horns are there on the taikatra. Dahaka plus ekatra, dahyadahakaikatra. Dahyadahaka taikatra. Okay, ekatra. Ekatra means one and the same. What is one and the same? He says dahya dahakata, burner and burnt. Yatha, just as varni dharunoho madhye. Varni means fire, daru means firewood. Fire and firewood. Can you see the fire in the firewood? But you use the word firewood. Dahya daru. Daru means wood. Vanhi means fire. Fire and firewood. Vanhi darunoho madhye. Dahya dahakata ekatra. Burner and burnt. Wood is burnt by the fire. Fire is the burner. Dahaka, dahya, ekatra. Burner and burnt. Both are in one place, in the firewood. This is the example he has given. We can take many other examples also. Subject and object are of two types. Seer and seen. Subject object pairs are of two types. Subject, seer, and seen, subject object, one pair. And hearer and heard. Hearer and heard. Heard comes under object, hearer comes under subject. Another example, teacher and taught. Teacher comes under subject, taught what you taught comes under object. Lifter, once you lift, I lift this flower. Lifter, lifted. Flower is lifted by me. So lifter, lifted. I, the lifter, am the subject. What is lifted by me is the object. Lifter, lifted. Or eater and eaten. I have eaten whatever. The eater is the subject. Eaten is object. Like this, so many examples you can take. So many examples. Ahankara, the mind, tad gnatru, the mind observer, like here also, gneya gnatrikata ekatra. Mind and consciousness appear in one as one unit, just as fire and firewood. Just as fire and firewood appear as one unit. Can you separate the firewood and fire? You cannot separate. Both are in one locus. Fire is firewood. They are together. So, mind and consciousness also appear to us as one unit. Gneya gnatru, gnatrikata ekatra. Gnatru means knower. Gneya means what is known. What is known? Syat aham gnatroho parasparam. One is parasparam means mutually. Gneya gnatru means observer and observed. Relation, that sambandha is mutual. Parasparam, it is mutual. Observer and observed both are, there is no observer status without observed. Observed is not an observed without the observer. Okay. Knower is a knower when the known object is there. Known is a known as long as the knower is there. Knower status comes only because of the known object. Known object gets the object status because of the knower, the subject. Similarly, eater and eaten. Eater is not a eater when the eaten subject object is not there. So eater and eaten both are mutually dependent. Similarly, teacher and taught, the student and teacher. Teacher is a teacher when the student who is listening is there. Otherwise, teacher is no more a teacher. Student is not a student when there is no teaching by teacher. Like that, you take all pairs. Both are paraspara means mutually dependent. Gneya gnatrikata ekatra evam syat. Aham gnatroho. Aham gnatroho means ahankarasya sakshi chaitanyasya. The knower and ego, the ahankara, both are like that only. They are inseparable. Both are one and the same locus. They are there. So fire is the burner. Firewood is the burnt. Dahyam. Fire is dahakam. Firewood is dahyam. Wood doesn't have fire of its own. Wood doesn't have fire of its own. Therefore what fire is also dependent on wood. Wood is also dependent on fire. That is the example in the first line. Similarly, you have to cognitively, intellectually understand, experience. Similarly, ahankara and gnatroho, sakshi and the mind. Parasparam ekata. in one place. The relationship of knower and known, evam syat, is there in this manner. In this manner means which manner? The subject object. Dahyam, burnt, and dahakam, the fire, both are parasparam, like that. Hot water also we say, another example we see, hot water. Fire, hot belongs to the fire. Water is not having originally heat in it. So hot water, how Agni Tattva is there. Can you see the fire in that? Cannot see the fire. Hot water you say. So water is water, hotness is hotness. Both are mutual. Hot water, there is no hotness without water. There is no water without hot. That means hot water, when you use the word hot water. Can you separate them? Hot water, heat you can separate, and water you can separate. You cannot separate. Once you use the word hot water, you cannot see separately. Both are mutual. This is the example given by Sureshwaracharya in this sloka. So fire and firewood can exist in one locus. So we experience their subject-object division. Similarly, firewood is object, fire is the subject. So what is object, what is subject, we have to know, understand. So fire is not visible if you separate from the wood. Fire is not visible. So fire to manifest, wood is required. Wood is the medium. Okay, fire is in invisible form, experienced along with the wood. Fire is experienced along with the wood. Similarly, Sakshi and mind cannot be physically separated, but like another example also we can give, that is Paurnami days, moonlight you say. Moon is the medium for the sun light. So sunlight, when you say moonlight, actually it is not the light belongs to the moon. Moonlight means, can you separate the moon and light in moonlight? So this example we will see more detail in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.